All right. So the four of you are you've emerged from a series of caverns onto a narrow cliff ledge that is overlooking an impossibly deep bowl-shaped valley within this mountain range. You have arrived here on behalf of a figure known as Anaxi, otherwise known as the Cartophile. So named because he is a wealthy merchant and sage who has a vast collection and makes it both a hobby and a sort of life's mission to collect maps of all kinds. And he is known for sponsoring adventurers, being the patron for numerous expeditions into the furthest corners of Faerun. Upon learning that there was a small group of unusual but skilled travelers from faraway lands, he quickly got in contact with you and hired you on to try to make your way into the Barrier Peaks, where you are now, and try to find the last known location of Quailish's lost laboratory. Quailish was a common scholar who, because of his foray into the Barrier Peaks, he eventually became one of the most powerful arcane inventors of all time. Although now at this point, very little is left known about him. Essentially, his name is reverberating through the ages, and the apparatus of Quailish people have heard of, but sort of the majority of his work is now kind of lost to time, and people haven't seen him for centuries, right? And the Cartophile has interest in the expedition in which Quailish originally took part all those centuries ago, and wants to know if you can both explore and return some information, mapping and otherwise, about his lost laboratory and supposedly the great city that that they were originally heading towards, known as Dawin Gloin, which was a city rumored to have citizens, quote unquote, that were made entirely of glass. So there you are. It's been a week since you awoke rather suddenly and disoriented in Faerun. You have come to understand that you are in a galaxy far, far away, not the usual one. You recognize that there are sort of humanoid, bipedal, and all manner of species here that sort of tracks with what you understand. You understand that this is not a particularly technologically advanced planet, or whatever this is, but there are still items and artifacts and everything of great power, just ones that you don't quite understand, and that you're starting to kind of theorize about. Maybe it has something to do with the Force when they talk about magic. Who knows? But you realized as the Cartophile was selling you on this expedition that if Quailish was one of the most important arcane inventors of all time, maybe he had something in his treasure trove, in his laboratory, or maybe in the city that he was trying to make contact with out in the Barrier Peaks, that might help you understand this world and possibly leave it to return to your home planets or your stations or wherever you were before. Right.
Quick question for
Yes.
the point of order. We all speak like Galactic Basic. That
Yes.
happens to be the same language here too?
Galactic Basic happens to be,
Okay.
with obviously some discrepancies between words that they have no use for,
Mm-hmm.
basically common. Yeah.
Cool. How much of a weird reception does do I get in like town?
Well,
It's like a weird Triton kind of a thing.
in the
It's a
few
weird.
in the few villages that you've been to prior to this, people have, for the most part, kids have come up and wide-eyed asked you a bunch of questions, and people have kind of been wary of you, but not. You don't hew to the normal look of monsters or devils or dragons or anything. So,
If I'm
and
having my armor up all the time.
you seem to be sapient peoples and are reasonably
What coloring art do you have?
Just the basic color, green and white.
Okay.
reasonably ordered people. So
no pitchforks and
they're suspicious. They're wary of you, but they haven't brought out the pitchforks or anything, because for the most part,
there is
a lot of you look like no one's seen everything in Faerun, and they've heard of strange creatures, and so it's not completely out of the ordinary.
Cool. I was
I
afraid.
think I'm like the strangest one.
I'm glad none of us chose to be
Jawa?
like a Sith with red
Jawa's-
and black and yellow
most
eyes,
of
because
the
they
time
might
it's
see
small,
we're
black
devil.
skin.
Short,
Yellow eyes?
They probably just think you're a gnome who just
Yeah.
With a skin condition?
with a skin condition. Yeah.
I always think
We're
of them
probably like
as-
elves with weird horns.
Yeah, was
you know?
it the tomberries? That's what I always see a lot.
Yeah, the tonberries, with a little
They just have their
brown
hood up.
robes. And the knife that kills you instantly. So, again, you've come out of the caverns. You're on this narrowed cliff ledge, and this impossibly deep, bowl-shaped valley within the barrier peaks is below you.
Awesome.
You see, floating hundreds of feet in the air, at the center of this valley, is a large island of rock. There are enormous chimney-like engines, essentially, extending from the bottom of the island, burning with deep red fires sort of spurting fitfully that appear to keep the island aloft in midair.
Should have grabbed another one of the features.
A series of odd
Make myself
structures
super heavy.
rise from the rock. They appear like metallic crystals.
Did you start with a jetpack? Because that would be useful.
No, I was going to do the.
Farther down
Pass up a weight and you can
the ledge, as you
climb
look
up the chains.
directly down, about 60 feet, is a flat metal dock. Thrust out from the cliff ledge, right, on which reclines a feline monstrosity with a female humanoid head. There's a matching dock of sorts thrust out from the floating rock island across from that dock. But there's no obvious way to cross the open space between them, which you'd estimate is hundreds of feet.
Hundreds. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang it. Plan failed.
So the assumption is we all knew each other before we went on this expedition.
Yeah.
I don't know, did you?
Or
Well,
had a
I'm
week.
sorry, yes, you did know
Had a
before
week.
the expedition. Before you woke up in Faerun,
Who knows?
who the hell knows? Yeah.
Okay.
That's up to you guys. But you guys are familiar enough with each other now that you felt at least bonded by the shared dilemma of
Being in a
being
really
a
weird ass
stranger in a
place.
strange land.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we doing?
Cool.
Is this another of those creatures they speak of?
They speak of a lot of creatures. You'll have to be more specific.
Hold on. You telling me you didn't start with Utini?
It was tempting.
Okay. Anyway, proceed.
Pretty sharp drop.
Did anyone pack a bridge?
I can slow our descent, but no, a bridge I cannot.
I mean, I got kind of a bridge, but it's a little far for that.
I don't know, man. I guess we'll look around for another way to get over there.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay, cool. Let's see what happens.
Ooh. That's a 0.
That's a nat
A
20.
0?
I got a natural 20, so that's a 26.
I got a 26
Hey, look at us.
Anybody else making a perception check?
At this point, no.
Okay.
I'm still focused on that critter.
Sure. Yeah.
It's big.
So the two of you look around, and given that there are hundreds of feet between the cliff face, essentially the ledge that you're on, and this floating island of rock, the only way to get over there safely would be to fly. I mean, either that or to rig up some very complex Errol Flynn-like swinging
Gliders.
system that would take you hundreds of feet across onto the island and miraculously deposit you unharmed.
I could maybe make some sort of primitive glider, but that might take a while.
Right. I
That might
think we're
be
going
too
through the cat lady.
Produces lightsaber.
Okay.
Is
get
it as
back-
small as you are? Is it sized appropriately? Or is it just a regular ass lights?
Probably regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the blade is probably twice my height.
Right.
Could I see the iPad?
Oh, okay. Okay. Now that's
You
a
said
thought.
through.
That's a thought.
You think
But-
this creature can talk to us?
Well,
We
a
can-
lot of the creatures in this screwed up place can talk to us.
Sorry.
It's the size of a rancor.
We can at
It's
least
pretty far away. It could be a lot bigger than it looks.
That's true.
We can at least attempt.
Yeah, we could try to talk to it.
It's not like it's hard to get your lightsaber back out.
I mean, no,
Fair
you
enough.
kill it if talking doesn't work, but yeah, let's at least try to talk to it.
All right, let's go.
It's like a 60-foot descent.
60 foot down is the dock jutting out of the cliff ledge. And then hundreds of feet across, probably about, you'd reckon about 250 feet out, is the other sort of metallic dock jutting out of the floating rock island.
So we gotta find a boat.
Like a sky boat.
Well,
Is anyone of us good at talking? I mean, I'm good at lying, but
I'm not terrible at it.
I can be persuasive when the situation calls for it.
Without
Do we
the
need to
lightsaber?
intimidate them?
With or without.
I would like to see the persuasive Jawa. Because I can barely sell droids as it is.
Just imagine this Jawa going, so.
So, what are you doing?
Routine.
Especially because you can never even tell what, like, I don't know, maybe all Jawas are just like everybody.
Oh, all Jawas look
Yeah.
the same to you, huh?
No, I'm just wondering, like,
Personality-wise, if they run the same standard stereotypes.
We haven't had a really deep dive into Jawa culture.
It's kind of disappointing now that you
Yeah.
mention it.
anyway,
Or maybe we have, and I just haven't read that obscure EU novel yet. I
I'm
don't know.
sure it's out there.
Okay, so if I want to activate a force power,
Sure.
it's a single point per level it's being cast at.
Yes. Because tech power is like double.
Alright, well, take a step, and we'll immediately take that first step off, and use slow descent to just kind of like glide to the ground without taking any damage.
So all of you?
All
I'm
of
going.
yep.
All right, yep.
Choose up to 5 fallen creatures within range.
Okay, so a lot of you, using the force, swoop down and land on the metallic dock
facing that
jutting out.
cliff, ready with my harpoon.
In case this goes south.
I'll harpoon that wall. Harpoon that wall.
You are now about 10 feet away from this feline type creature. 4 legs, which terminate in these sort of meaty paws, with a sort of a coffee-ish skin. Again, a female humanoid face. That of a human being, essentially, is what it most matches the facial features. And a long sort of strip of fur on the back, leading out of the hair, down in a tail, and then 2 large bird-like wings attached to the back.
Space?
You don't know what that is.
I'm sorry. I was just like, come on, this is space. Okay.
No.
So I kind of like
Probably.
give you a boot to the back and say, "Go talk to the nice cat lady."
Rather big.
Do you bear sentience?
Oh, that's her opening line. Thanks.
Well, if she
Nice
does,
icebreaker.
it's gonna be
Do you bear sentience?
Do you bear sentience?
Indeed.
Jesus.
How you do? So
The Joey
Um,
Tribbiani of Star Wars.
you call out to this creature, and you
I have a
see
12 charisma, but an 8 wisdom.
its head.
Nice.
Its head in a lithe fashion
And an 18
Rises.
intelligence.
and
Does not track.
takes a look at the 4 of you. You can see that this creature appears to have suffered some ancient injuries to its head, which have been healed but replaced by mechanical components. Both of the creature's eyes are now glowing blue lenses. And its head, you can see, around it materializes, orbiting, a number of spinning metallic devices. The Sphinx gazing at the party. Well, I think I can fairly say it's a Sphinx at this point, but the Sphinx gazing at the party says, "Entreat with me. If you wish to cross to the monastery, you do not appear entirely ignorant, and I look forward to adding whatever small knowledge you might possess to my collection."
When she says that, I kind of look at him and go,
He's like Nutty Professor.
Well, all right. What is it you wish?
The Sphinx takes a moment to sort of settle itself into a more comfortable position and says, "You must ask of me a question that I cannot answer."
Can I tell? Well, I want to make a tech roll to see what
I murdered the Sphinx.
I honestly thought you said attack roll,
attack roll,
but a
tech
Yep.
roll
a technology roll.
Yeah.
You mean? Okay, yeah.
to see.
So glad you didn't say attack.
What if I can infer what some of his robotic
There. Unsure of gender. Can assume, but...
replacements do.
Sure, yeah, but you will do so at disadvantage because this is no. Let's just make a regular roll, and I'll tell you what you can sort of discern.
Question you cannot answer.
I guess I'm not
"Oh,
using a
dude,
tool.
we just ask her what the Sith is."
So that's a 22.
22. Okay.
Don't give it away.
I feel like we only have one shot at this, though.
So you're taking a look
Well,
at
what's the
this.
chance that
actually
she
a
knows
good
what the
question.
This
Sith is?
creature, you can see that the parts that have that have been set into this creature's head appear to be very primitively mechanical in nature. You're looking at plates and gears, sprockets, that sort of thing. Things that you know from ages past, or
Very analog.
very analog. Yes, very very much analog devices that are designed to sort of like connect together and create some kind of motion through the application of energy and friction and that sort of thing. Very basic stuff. But there doesn't seem to be any sort of power source as far as you can see. Maybe this is this world's maybe this is this world's sort of manifestation of like
Magic.
well,
The Force.
either the force or like biological implants or something like that, because it's not uncommon on
Yeah.
in your world for that to happen. People get mechanical limbs and things like that all the time. As far as the metal devices that are orbiting the creature's head, that is completely foreign to you.
Okay.
Must each of us ask you something you cannot answer, or is one good enough for the four of us?
I require only one question. I warn you, with all the knowledge I've collected throughout the years, I know the answer to every question.
Kind of put the finger out and like gesture everybody away.
So what's all our specialties? Can we? How can we
I got it.
put
I got it.
stump?
We asked her how old I was when I lost my virginity. The way she was
Oh,
that.
oh!
I don't want
wanna
to know that. Nice.
Were you 69?
It's a trick question. She hasn't lost it yet. That's the answer.
That's okay. That's vaguely tragic.
Don't worry, it'll get turned into an Adam Sandler movie if it takes that long.
Awful. You might look
Or
out.
Steve Carell.
Carell be in it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Fate worse than death.
We could just ask her where we're from.
I mean, there is a chance we're not the first. We could ask her something that doesn't have an answer, or something by definition she can't know,
Like the meaning of life.
or what she doesn't know.
Well, if it's a subjective answer, she could just say it's the right answer, like the meaning of life. I could try to think of something very technical and very, very theoretical science, but
I don't think that'll work.
Airspeed, velocity of an online spell.
African or European?
There are answers to both of
Those questions.
I know. The carry okay.
I mean, as dumb as it sounds, I kind of want to ask the Sphinx the question of, what don't you know? If it's something you can't know,
She just said she knows everything.
that can't be right.
It is if she says it is.
I may need to ask her a few questions.
well, that is true. We can ask her questions. We can ask them questions without, giving them a question. See what they know.
I feel like there are rules against that.
Yeah,
There may be.
That doesn't seem right.
But we haven't tried yet.
Depends on how particular they want to be.
Yeah, but
We could
there's
play 20
something-
questions.
I think we only get one.
Yeah, she was very
Go on
clear
that
about
way.
that.
One set of 20 questions.
Questions. This is a question with multiple parts.
Subsection D.
Because it would be the one given the questions. In that case.
Do you think they know when they're going to die?
They could just then
They could
have a
make-
plan to kill themselves, and then they would know.
It's true.
Yes, but what if it doesn't work?
Or what if they die beforehand?
Oh,
Unless it's right now, which would be beneficial
Look.
for us, I suppose.
she is the one that says it's right or wrong.
I mean, if she really wants to, she could say
I mean,
anything's wrong,
the only
right?
way we're gonna get this is if she says, I don't know. And I doubt she would be that way with, when are you going to die? But if you want to try it, go ahead. And I'll just get ready to shoot her or leave you all behind.
Because we'd probably also have to figure out the answer to know if it's right or wrong. Whatever the question is.
If you want to sit down and write out a proof, sure.
13. I'm like, I don't have any paper. There's no ink.
Ink?
You soon have chalk.
Hmm.
Or can we flatten out? No. It's not going to work.
I feel like our best bet would be to ask her about something from where we're from.
It does seem like a fairly easy way. And we just hope we're the first.
Oh. Ask her, how do we get back? And if she knows, then that's a good thing.
That's not a bad way.
If she doesn't know, nothing's lost.
Unless she says through me.
Unless she's-
Monastery behind me.
And she could simply say, yes, she knows, and then doesn't tell us how.
That's why I say how, because then it would have to
Not necessarily.
explain
She
how.
could, again, simply say she knows.
But how would she prove that she knows?
Does she even have to?
I think
Intelligence
she does.
roll.
I'm
Why are
trying
you
to.
making an intelligence roll?
I'm trying to think of paradoxes.
I feel very stupid. I got a 14. What brilliant idea do I have?
You still feel vaguely stupid.
Intelli-
I'm like,
Intelligence save.
Intelligence.
Against
saving,
what?
right?
Yourself?
Okay, I'm not going to do something stupid.
I don't know. When we're stuck, sometimes we get pure intelligence rolls for.
Little-
Little,
a 14.
tips and hints.
okay,
For a hint?
all right. Well,
Hmm.
I'll say that. The conversation that you're having, the thinking that you're having, is on the right track, right? So you have certain bodies of knowledge that
They don't.
Theoretically.
that the Sphinx does not.
Shut up,
You
man.
also, I will point out, haven't
Talk to it very much.
you haven't talked to the Sphinx very much, and you haven't inquired as to what happens if the Sphinx gets the answer correct, or if they get the answer wrong.
Okay.
You don't really know the stakes here.
Yeah.
Well, you guys think about what we're going to ask. I'm going to ask what happens if we get it wrong.
Got it.
So do more
The brain
proofs.
trust.
More
Excuse me.
proofs. Got that plus 10 on tech.
What happens if you know the answer to the question we ask?
I know the answer to that.
That wasn't. This is a test question. Before the real question.
You should have said so before.
Damn it.
If I successfully know the answer to your question, then you must pay a toll to cross.
This is not the real question. What is the toll?
Either one of you must have your mind power transferred to a small percentage to mine, or I must take from two of you some essence of your life.
This is also not the question we're going to ask you. What do we gain if you cannot answer our question?
Free passage.
While looking at the Sphinx, can I tell if she would take a whiny dachshund? As a sacrifice.
We offer
No.
to you, Bulgrick.
Alright, I will go back and relay this information to my party members.
I'm telling you, she does not. They do not know anything about hyperspace. Relative.
I'll just like hear this and like start to walk away again.
Look, I'm saying all you've got to ask
Oh,
is
no.
what's inside this, and just holding the lightsaber between two hands.
Okay, great. Let's fine. Sounds good. Let's
see how
try.
that works.
All right.
It's
Wait.
it's like that question I heard once. What's
Who's-
in my pocket?
Riddles in the dark. What?
Nothing.
That's great.
Wait. Who's going to give up part of themselves if she gets the answer correct? If they get the answer correct?
Well, if it's that question, not me.
A small percentage is still pretty large for me.
I wouldn't mind sacrificing some life essence, as she put it.
I could do that.
They put it.
I'd be more willing to part with that than.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. I'll let you two do that then. All right. Okay. Let's go ask. Let's see how this happens. Let's see
I
how
still
this
want to
goes.
go with a paradox, though. I want to go with dumb answers. Well, I mean, they could work, but...
Time travel scenario.
Oh, God, no. Bridgekeeper,
Yes.
produce the lightsaber. What is within this?
The creature takes a long, piercing look at the item that you hold in your hand, the hilt of the lightsaber.
Shit.
Oh, no. I don't have
X-ray vision.
deception.
X-ray vision. Gotta be technical. Gotta be technical.
The Sphinx takes a couple of seconds of sort of peering at this object, and then blinks twice, and then says simply, "A series of mechanisms to produce deadly force."
There's more in there.
But I am correct.
Partially.
Technically incorrect.
Technically.
Do you actually say that?
Yes.
You can see the creature's features darken. And you see, the creature sort of gives you a look and says, I am the arbiter of this exchange. I am the one who determines what percentage of correctness is quantified as correct.
100%.
She's going to kill you.
Which of
They're
you
going to
which
kill
of you will pay the toll? Either you may leave now.
We'll go with your second option.
The life essence.
Yes.
Okay, so
Can we?
she sort of sweeps her gaze across the four of you. Which two of you shall sacrifice yourselves?
Step forward.
Under protest.
So the two of you,
I step forward and you...
I'm like off.
you waddle forward. Let's
Yeah.
be clear.
It's short. Stubby little legs.
So, the two of you, and I will explain this in mechanical terms because there's really no other way to really communicate this. You each have to pick one of your ability scores
Mm-hmm.
and decrease it by 1.
That's not too bad.
Oh.
Done.
Are you going to have a 7 in wisdom, Lance?
Yes. Please.
No, wait, is it like... Does it have to be like a strength, or is it just like any of the ability scores?
Any of these
Okay.
scores.
There goes wisdom. Took a hit to Constitution.
Should I take him out?
And that's permanent.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless,
Magic or
unless some crazy
Sorry,
magical
I see that,
stuff.
other goodies happen.
Yes.
Constitution's way off.
What am I supposed to have? 19 intelligence?
19?
Yeah, because the
Dang, son.
my
I really wanted to.
my feat
Randall
was
from
supposed
the
to
round robin Lovecraft
give
story.
me a +1, but
It's like
that would
you're
also go
going to a
against-
place and you met a guy and he had like 7 wives and they had 7 daughters.
Oh, one of those with the catches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like if you listen to it, you can get an answer.
Because that was what I was going to do if I hadn't passed my intelligence
Right.
Might work. That fleet of mind.
So what
type scenario.
ability scores did you choose?
Constitution.
Constitution and wisdom. Okay. So, Avani, you feel your mind grow dimmer.
Down to a 40
Kuttjas,
watt.
you feel your body wither ever so slightly. And you see 2 additional spinning metallic devices manifest in the orbit around the creature's head. Shortly after, you see a pulse of fire ignite at the edge of the floating island along the dock in the distance, and a piece of it detaches and floats smoothly towards you. Looks like almost like a skiff of some kind, essentially floating in the air towards this dock, which you now see is being piloted by a hooded figure.
I think I know that guy.
Friend of
Yeah, it's a
Will's.
fellow Jawa.
Wootini.
So this skiff essentially takes its time drifting across the 250-foot gap, essentially docks into the dock that you're on with a sort of a metal clank and the sound of steam escaping. And then you see the creature pad its way over to the right-hand side of the dock and then gesture with a broad paw for you to make your way onto the skiff.
Okay. Wander over.
Yeah.
I will put on the skip.
Yeah.
Jawa totterings.
Okay, so you board the skiff, and the hooded figure does not react to you in any way, says nothing. As soon as you are all boarded, there is another plume of flame, a pulse of fire, and the skiff begins drifting towards the center floating island. You see below you that there is hundreds and hundreds of feet to fall if you were to lose your footing on this skiff. And you do happen to see, just in the distance, that almost where your eyesight terminates, essentially, is a sort of a mist-like obstruction that seems to be covering the floor of this valley, if you were ever to reach it.
Cool. Let's not reach it.
Sounds good.
You don't want to see what's down there, do you?
If you do, I can get you down there safely.
Maybe
I'm not-
later.
Not sure if you would be safe down there, though.
After a time, the skiff again connects with the dock for the floating island. And you see stretching out before you essentially a large campus of sorts with sharp angled buildings dotting the surface of this floating island. jutting out of the ground like massive metallic crystals. You can also see these scraggly, half-tended gardens set between them and paths winding throughout. A figure dressed as a hooded monk stands beside the dock, awaiting your arrival. Doesn't lower his cowl, but greets you warmly nonetheless.
Congratulations on finding us. The monastery of the distressed body remains ever open to new prospects. I'm sure the Grand Master will find suitable use for your bodies or your minds. May I take you to him now?
Hand hovering near lightsaber. Yes,
Exactly sound.
he would be. It'd be wonderful to meet him.
Oh, hell.
Very well.
Do we just get sold into slavery?
Please, if you will, accompany me.
Slavers don't usually say please.
He turns and begins guiding you across the monastery grounds. You can see 5 monks in similar garb, led by what looks like an elder, essentially. The garb is slightly more refined, slightly more aged, indicating some kind of hierarchy. Silently going about the business of gardening, scrubbing flagstones, observing prayers, and other regimented but mundane activities.
Would have been better if they were led by an Eldritch whore.
They could be.
Do you want to run this game? Yeah, I guess.
How similar?
Put some Elder Shore in there? Yeah, I've got the books for it if you want.
Congrats, paranoid.
Let's go. Come on.
That's what the players do.
So you're making your way across this campus, and you can see that you're heading towards a massive structure in roughly the back center of the island. This massive spire, almost, with a series of sort of jutting geometrical figures leading up. It's got a kind of a... It looks to you like an architect's attempt to render a gem's facets in crystal and metal and stone and that sort of thing. As this hooded monk is walking you across the grounds towards this structure, everybody give me a perception check.
6.
14.
27.
Normally,
How
probably
similar is this to probably my monk stuff that I've seen before?
There's a little commonality in that monks, regardless of what universe they're in, kind of, do monastic things.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? So you recognize these beings right away as being monk-like,
Yeah.
but what their philosophy is, what their powers are, you have no
Sure.
idea.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So who got above 12? Tell me who got
Yeah.
above 12. So the 3 of you.
Rolled a 2.
Oh, I had a 0 with that.
Nice.
So Azera,
I can get into the next.
you notice that there appears to be graffiti scratched into the walls of these sort of adjoining buildings, adjacent buildings here and there,
Okay.
in a language that you don't recognize. Sydrell, you see that these similar buildings that Azera's looking at, you notice that some of the original metal of the structures that peeks out here and there appears to have been melted and reworked in many places into this facade of leering skulls. It's a subtle pattern, but it's there nonetheless. A Avani,
14.
you notice that a strange wiring, or at least what you assume to be wiring, runs throughout the grounds and seems to connect all of the buildings together. And seems to, based on your sort of quick circuit pattern assumption, appears to originate from behind this massive back central spire structure somewhere at the rear of the island.
Did the rest of you see that some of the metal of these buildings have been reworked into a skull motif?
I do now. Do you see the
Yeah.
graffiti over there? What does that say?
Wait, so maybe all this wiring is like the skeleton or the nervous system?
If that's the case, then be careful what you say.
Excuse me, sir.
So are we inside the brain, or are we...
He continues to walk towards the spire, but you see that his head moves to sort of indicate that he's heard your question.
I will just walk a little faster and catch up with him.
I bet electricity...
How long has
faster
this monastery been here?
For centuries.
Oh, and what about
For centuries.
these markings? And I'll point out some of the graffiti. And this metalworking appears to be much newer than that.
These are recent additions to the aesthetics of the monastery.
Renovations, yeah.
As for the linguistic etchings, I must confess I do not know the languages myself. Mayhap they were left behind by visitors who are now with our Grandmaster.
I'd like to insight that.
Okay,
What's
please do.
the meanings behind words?
We have a lot of people who do that, They write different languages on their body, They have no idea what they mean, but...
14,
14.
but
Okay.
a roll to 4.
It's understandable.
14
It's what people do.
14 and you rolled a 4. Okay.
Nice.
The thing I'm supposed to be good at.
No, I like that. I rolled a 5 for my one tech roll. I'm like, 15, that's good.
Okay, so you know that this monk is being intentionally...
Cryptic.
Yes, he's being intentionally cryptic. Whether or not he's lying remains to be seen, but he's
Difficult
certainly not telling you everything.
I have a bad feeling about this.
How long have you been here at this monastery, if you don't mind me asking?
I bet they got free passage.
As you can probably tell, we are quite away from home, but I grew up a place similar to this, and I am just curious. If you'll forgive my questions.
I have been here for many years. I am one of the elder monks here in the monastery. I, of course, do not occupy a position greater than our Grand Master, but I am reasonably close to his teachings, his arm, if you will.
These skulls, what do they symbolize to this monastery?
That death is ever present. It follows us and motivates us. This is the monastery of the distressed body. And what distresses the body more than death itself?
If it's not too personal a question, what did you give when you first came here?
You see that he turns his cowl in your direction. Again, he's had his head sort of down the entire time. It's been difficult to see what his features are like. He looks towards you specifically, Kuttjas, and he removes his cowl, or hood, I should say, and you can see a human's face, but one that has been brutally flayed nearly to the bone. There's just the barest sort of hint of flesh left on the skin. And he, with this sort of like dark, scarred visage, sort of stares at you and says, "My identity. I apologize if this disturbs you. It is our custom."
Was it worth it?
Oh, yes.
That's what I thought. He's a Sith Lord.
Lightsaber at the ready.
You are welcome to join either our immured brothers or the enlightened ones, whichever you feel best serves your journey to enlightenment.
Be interesting to hear about these two separate journeys.
But that is a matter for the Grand Master to explain.
Of course.
Please,
By all
continue.
means, yes.
I've seen Doctor Who before. I know how this goes.
So you arrive at this central structure. A massive pair of cathedral doors open onto a long nave like that of a church. Right. Rows of balconies line the walls, occupied by a couple of dozen hooded monks, seemingly come to watch the audience that's about to take place. At the far end of the nave is a throne, resembling a captain's chair made out of a twisted metal. It's rising from a metallic dais backed by this ornate arch. Sitting there on this throne is who you presume to be the Grand Master of the distressed body. This strange, bone-like creature, flanked by two massive bodyguards. The Grand Master wears a patchwork, looks like leather robe, and a gleaming crown, and carries a scepter set with these odd little crystal bumps and metal flanges. With its other hand, this master is tapping the arm of the throne, making a sort of a sharp metallic noise as you see nails set with gleaming metallic shards. As you approach, the monk who guided you does a brief supplicant gesture, sets off to the side, and then the Grand Master themselves speaks.
Welcome. We get few supplicants here of your obvious experience and skill. You shall do well in service here at the monastery. But will that service be with the strength of your bodies or the strength of your minds?
I think I was outside with the dog at this part. Did they say anything about the guy that we need to find in his treasure trove before we came over here? So we just came over here because reasons.
We were kind of directed this way, and
Okay, cool. All right.
we were a little too polite, maybe. Now we're going to have to cut somebody in half.
You know, you might get more experienced workers if the toll wasn't so heavy.
He takes sort of a sweeping look at the lot of you.
Just the slow, like, everybody turning to look at you.
I will step forward and bow and.
As you make your way forward,
I'm just.
you get a better look at the Grand Master. You can see that the leather robe or cloak that this bone-like creature is wearing is crafted from flesh.
I hate this guy.
And specifically,
Sithlich.
and specifically faces.
I hate
Humanoid faces that have been
Like shrunken
cured
heads.
to leather and then roughly stitched together.
I will bow politely and
see our guide.
Thank you for welcoming us. We are not from around here, I believe is how it is said.
That is clear.
Before we begin, which of my disciples led you here?
I think it was the Sphinx.
I will gesture to him.
You gesture towards the hooded monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our faceless monk friend.
Why do you wish to know?
Probably gonna get a reward.
He gives a sort of a...
Sounds like a pyramid.
The
scheme.
Grand Master gives a long look at this hooded monk. And then turns towards one of his bodyguards and makes a kind of a flicking gesture. You see that bodyguard begin to make his way down the stairs towards this monk.
Is the bodyguard armed?
Not that you can tell, but in a split second, you see from the folds of the robes a metal cylindrical device that looks a hell of a lot like a lightsaber to you, Kuttjas. In a flash, it ignites, and this bodyguard cleaves this monk in half horizontally.
We need a color.
It's orange.
Cool. Okay.
Just as quick as it's come out and done its deed, and then placed back inside the robe.
Technically.
You see the top half of the monk that guided you slowly slide and fall to the ground as you smell the sort of cauterized, burnt flesh that is characteristic of lightsaber wounds.
So maybe that Sphinx was letting on. You know, she might know more than she was letting on.
Yeah.
This disciple was a fool to allow armed guests in my presence.
True.
Cross back to the disciple who's dead and say a small prayer and close their eyes.
Let this be an example. Now then, your bodies or your minds. You must choose.
How far away is he?
He's about 15 feet away.
Cool.
One
Right.
closer?
I say, I got an example for you, and I blast it.
Wait, you wait!
Okay. Time to roll initiative.
Let's roll initiative to see how that
I
goes.
was gonna talk to him. People.
Because I was just going to
And
pop
the
up behind
shooting.
him and take a swing, to be fair.
To be fair, I was either going
He
to do
did
like
murder a guy right in front of us.
like a the flaming cone, or
Of course, I roll a natural one on initiative. It's fine.
14. Because
15.
my dice
Initiative's
hate me today.
Just Dex, right?
Well, it's your initiative. That's Dex plus
Plus.
whatever.
if you have
If
a
you have
modifier.
like a piece of equipment.
So
or,
5.
yeah. So you've got 5.
Yep, not great.
Robert,
15.
15. Lance,
12.
12.
12, yeah.
Stephen,
14.
14.
Yep.
Then we have friends.
Is it just the 3 of them in here?
There were a couple of watchers, right?
Yeah, there's like an audience.
There are a couple of monks standing around on this sort of lower floor and on the balconies watching.
Oh.
But they appear to be, they don't appear armed, they don't appear
They're an
to be
audience.
react. They appear to be observing, they appear to be passive.
They're just stuffed.
They could be. Oh.
Okay.
All right. I got a class skill that says I've got a bad feeling about this,
Nice.
and it allows me to move up to my speed
Mm-hmm.
before initiative.
Okay.
Leave the room.
So I'm gonna move to 40 feet away from these guys.
Okay.
As long as it's still in the room, right?
Yes.
Okay. Don't want to have to end up like run outside and there's a door on the way. You can't take that shot.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 2 more. There and then there. Cool. Okay. Give me just a second. So you're getting a shot out ahead of time, right? So you're gonna attack. You're attacking the Grandmaster, right? So roll to hit. Make your attack roll.
Do the thing.
16.
Nice.
16, you say. That is a miss.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So you take your blaster out.
Wasn't my best roll.
A
Turns out you
bolt
shot
goes flying and sizzles against the back of the monastery abbey.
Can't we say he deflected it with his hand?
If you want, sure. Yeah,
You
with
can
his
believe that.
metallic. Yeah, why not?
I say something very rude in our native language, which you understand, and pull out my rapier. Vibro rapier.
Okay, then the Grandmaster goes next.
Ooh, your Vibro is a monk weapon?
Yeah.
Wow.
I get a vibro weapon and attack blade.
Nice.
I can also punch people.
I figured it would only be simple weapons though.
The
Some of my bros are.
the Grandmaster
Yeah, some of my weapons
rises
are
from the
simple,
throne.
Rangers not.
Holds out a metallic claw-like finger at the lot of you and says, "Destroy them!" And then, with a surprising speed, rushes down the stairs towards you. Well, he's generally heading
boy.
towards the party. You've already moved back 40 feet. He rushes towards Avani and attacks you.
Okay.
Okay.
Right past the people he should be attacking, which is you and me.
I
Blade's
knew
not
I-
up yet.
I knew. I knew. We should. I
Stayed
could've
home
given a-
today?
No, I'm giving you guys a prep talk.
So that
I have
is
like a bard-like ability.
a 21.
Oh fuck.
That's a yes.
Does that hit?
Yeah.
That is 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
1 claw.
I was prepared for this.
2 claws. That is a... probably not going to hit. An 11.
No, that's a miss. I use my reaction to use my
Thing.
potent ability, or I can't remember what it's actually called, but I can roll a d8 to get my damage down.
Ah, the bard type stuff.
It's a bard-like ability.
Okay, so what'd you get?
An 8. So
So that's negated.
like
And then the second one misses. And then you see what is very clearly a jagged, bone-like tail, almost like a stinger, whip out and try to hit you.
Awesome.
Hard no.
That is a 17.
that'll hit.
And that deals... let's see here.
Cold.
So that is
Cold damage?
8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then...
Come on, cold damage.
Hold on to that hope.
16 poison damage.
So 24.
In total, yes. Also, I need a con save, please.
Because poison.
That's a 17.
Okay. You're good. You're in pain. And you feel the sting of well, the sting. But other than that, you're good.
Delightful.
Okay. Then we have Sydrell. You're back up.
Alright. I am going to make an insight check against the Grandmaster's deception.
Ah, you have the same skill as I.
Okay.
Yeah. You took empathy too?
Yeah, this is your action.
Yeah, this is my action.
Cool.
Okay, I got a natural 20, so
Okay.
that's
Yay.
27.
You beat it. Yeah.
Nice.
And how close is he now?
What is this? Is that a class effect?
It's from my feet.
It's from your feet. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
And it takes an action. How close to me is he?
So at this point, he was 15 feet away from the party. You moved 40 feet back, so that's 55, right?
You move 30 back?
I was supposed to move 40 feet away from him.
Ah, okay.
Not past 40 feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The party was here, and that was 15 feet
away from
the Grandmaster. Then you
So,
moved an additional 40 back, so you're
no.
55.
No, I can only move 30, so I would have moved 25 feet back.
Okay.
They
Moving
get
to
it
40 feet away, not moving 40 feet
I
away.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, it should
So
be
at that point, the Grandmaster's come down to where the party was originally,
So you'd be 25,
25 feet away,
Yeah.
Hooray, math.
right?
Yeah, so as my bonus action, I'll move another 15 feet back.
Okay.
Backpedaling.
Sounds good. All right. Kuttjas.
Take out the lightsaber. Assume the way of the... There's a butchery. Yasalamir? Which lets me add wisdom to attack and damage for the first attack I make each round.
Okay.
For a minute.
Sure.
As a bonus action. And take a couple of swings at him with the light foil I've got. So, first up. That's pretty good. 29?
That's a hit.
Cool.
I'd be really upset for you guys if it wasn't.
That's a
We'd be
no-go.
leaving, like,
Ooh.
immediately. Just like, peace out. We're done.
Well, legendary parry, just nope.
9 energy damage for the first swing.
9 energy damage.
And a second swing at a 19 to hit
That's a hit.
for 6 energy damage.
Okay. Some solid hits as you're seeing
good.
like bone fragments get sheared off.
Any reaction from them when
They lose some mass.
they also pull out a lightsaber?
Well, on their turn, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. They haven't acted yet. It's actually Avani's turn next.
Is it only the leader who's right by us, or
Well, the bodyguard was still
The bodyguards were essentially like, I would say they were about 7 feet away from you. You know what I mean? There was a sort of a diagonal there. So here's you. These guys
So
are
they would
here,
fit in
bodyguards, and then
15-foot cone?
I would say so. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can we get some deck saves then?
Okay. Dex saves from the Grandmaster and the 2 bodyguards. I assume.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. The Grandmaster does his Dex save.
Is your flamethrower?
Yeah. Flaming sweep. Flame sweep.
Gets a 5.
So that's a fail.
Okay, and then our bodyguards here, Dex saves.
Do. I forgot.
6.
I need more details. More
And 11.
11. That is a fail. And what was the other one?
6.
6.
All fails.
Do you need D8s? Yeah.
I can get some.
Got 1 if you need it.
Yours work better than mine. I'll make it
That's fair.
Your turn.
I'm casting it at the.
I
Oh,
ordered myself
second.
crab burger. I hope you don't mind.
Throw it out.
So put us over the minimum order. Also, there's never a time in my life where I don't want crab burger.
I know. That's a thing.
There's another one up here by the cook. No.
I thought I needed 4. I thought I got 4. Oh, there's a 4th one right there. Oops. Oh, okay. That's about average. 11, 20. 20 points of big energy damage. Fire damage.
What kind is it?
I think
Fire,
it's probably fire. If it's not energy.
It's fire sweet.
Probably ought to check that. Because there's a difference between.
No, they've got resistances.
Yeah.
Big
It'll be in the book.
So what did you use?
Flame sweep.
Let's see if we can find it. Flame sweep?
I think I have it still up.
Cool.
flames. That was attack power, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what you get for not reading the book.
Hey, look,
Or not having it on me.
I made the dog occupied and kind of quiet.
Huzzah!
Flames sweep.
As long as he always feels like he's making a little bit of progress.
Well, what I did was I like have some little treats.
That is fire damage. Okay.
And then shove peanut butter in there to like kind of glue it all together.
So that was 20 for everybody?
Yeah, 20.
Okay.
That's good.
Sounds great.
So-
Sydrell, they're open!
So you
I'll pass you
blast
a
this
D8.
cone of fire. You see that the bodyguards are like their robes begin to catch fire, and they have to very quickly sort of rip parts off and like try to extinguish themselves. But the Grand Master, it seems, unfazed.
Oh.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Okay, so we have speaking of bodyguards, the one on the east. We'll call him East, right?
Okay.
After sort of extinguishing himself, rushes forward and attempts to hit you
Okay.
with his what is clearly a lightsaber. Comes out.
Cool.
So he is
Oh boy.
going to swing at you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. That is a 15 to hit.
No.
Okay. Goes wide.
Just lean out of the way.
Then we have West, our other bodyguard, rushes forward, tries to take you.
You did just light him on fire.
yeah, but I'm also taking their boss. I'm like, being like pencil moved.
And 11 to hit you.
That's a no.
Did that last
Another orange lightsaber out. Then we have Azera. It's actually your turn.
Awesome. You were right. It has to be simple vibro weapon, so not survivor staff. I will
It's 2d4.
whack him with my
Like whom?
the
West.
bodyguard who just tried to hit me.
Or east.
East, I think.
East just tried to hit you, yes.
Yeah, I will do some whacking with them.
It's disgusting.
Okay. 16.
That hits.
Awesome. That is 3 kinetic damage.
3.
Yeah.
Plus your
Plus.
attribute.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. 7.
Nice.
My bad.
There we go.
And
Dex in
then
there.
I will punch him with my other fist. As a bonus action.
Do you have 2 attacks?
Well, she's a monk. She has the.
Yeah, but at level 5 she would probably have 2 attacks.
I think it's
I've-
6.
I have an extra. Do I? I think I have an extra attack at level 5.
Yeah.
But I know I can always punch people as a bonus
Yeah.
action.
Yep.
So I don't think this one will hit though because that's only a 10.
No, that misses.
Okay.
So I might have one more time.
I think I'm a
Yep, extra attacks at 5.
great.
So
Cool.
got it.
All right. So I will smack
I
again
get
with my
mine
viper
at
staff.
6.
And that is 15.
15's a miss.
Damn it!
All right, 16.
So you land
Figure 'em
a
out.
pretty, a decent blow with your vibro staff, knocking him sort of backwards and out of the way. But he very quickly
Could have used that inspiration.
regains his footing
I'll use it next time.
and raises the saber
Yes, I need that.
for combat.
We'll be here a while.
Now it
Might
is
be.
the Grandmaster's turn.
Fuck. Oh boy.
The Grandmaster will explode. No.
Great. No, I like this.
The Grandmaster
Spontaneously combust.
I mean, I already tried to
Immune to
combust him.
fire. but-
whips around, tries to slash at you.
Okay.
Okay. So he is going to attempt to do that.
See what all I can throw at this.
Let's see here. Huh. That's cocked. I'll try again. Woof. Okay.
So they down to smash them?
27.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
A little bit.
So slashes you with claws.
This one's not too bad.
Does 8 slashing damage.
Okay. I'm going to do a instant reaction
Okay.
with Saber Reflect to try to reduce that damage.
Sure, yeah.
Down by 2 and 1. These dice love.
Oh.
So
Not so bad.
3.
It manages to sort of rake across your shoulder.
It could be worse.
Another swing, this time at you.
That's 5. Cool.
Okay.
Is sort of, and you can see that he's a little bit. He's not in melee distance with you, but you can see that his long metallic claw, as he reaches towards you, disappears from his wrist. Where you see there are what look like sort of metallic bands in concentric circles around his arm, and you can see that a claw essentially appears out of thin air before you and slashes at you.
Great.
This guy's got the mumbo jumbo.
So that's a 13.
I get my staff up in time.
And then finally a sting.
Oh, no. No, God. I
That
got
do?
this one last time.
More
That is a
poison.
12.
Oh. I'm just like...
No.
Okay, now we have Sydrell. You're back.
Okay, taking a shot at the Grandmaster.
Okay, sounds good.
Are you using that?
No.
Thanks. My phone's about dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You
Wait, there's no...
ones?
There's,
He doesn't exist here. You don't know who that is.
Wait. He might be exist in this one. We did say in Star Wars, but, you know...
I rolled a 7
I don't
and
think
a
he's
2.
in favor.
He's not in favor. What?
I rolled a
Jesus,
7
maybe.
and a 2, so now I'm at
7 and 2 are both missing.
Well, actually, it's like a 11 and a 16.
16.
But I know the 16 isn't.
Both of those are missing. Yes.
So close.
Anything else?
No, I think I'm about as far away as I can get within short distance.
Okay.
Press back at me in our native language, if you wish.
Kuttjas.
You hear a few choice words.
Taking another swing. Going after the Bone Man.
I
Grand,
find it
Grandmaster.
oddly comforting to hear something
Grandmaster
in my native
Bone.
tongue.
Yeah, there we go. 28 on the first swing.
Yes, that does hit.
Excellent.
Dice has been rolled.
Hey, there's some
good for
damage.
every skill check.
14 energy damage on that first swing.
14, got it.
Second swing, not bad. 20, not natural.
Does hit.
For 10 energy damage.
10 energy damage. So getting some
There we go.
whittling down some bone fragments. As the Grandmaster is sort of actively hissing at you, you can see that this creature is essentially. Let me see if I can. May I see this real quick?
Sure, sorry, I was looking at my
Let me
monk school.
show you what this fellow looks like,
He sounds like a Sith.
so you have a good idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way he runs things, definitely.
It's Sith adjacent.
You know.
He sacrificed
So here
himself
we
for
have
power. That's very...
Our Grandmaster.
He's the Sith Lich Sith Draco Lich. Sith Scorpo Lich.
All rolled into one.
Could he look
Sith
like the young Gary
Scorpion.
Oldman instead? Draculich. I was thinking about Dracula and
Oh.
like how Gary Oldman looked when he was old Dracula. Can he look like the young Dracula instead? It's far more pleasing to everyone. Okay.
Instead of
Okay.
Nosferatu.
Draco.
So, Kuttjas, you've got some good hits in. Avani, you're up next.
I mean, I imagine when he stood up, he did kind of that vampire thing where he just like is.
Oh, no, he
upright.
absolutely did.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no.
Cool.
So I will cast Hunter's Mark on our Sith Lord adjacent friend,
Okay.
and then
I mean, Grandmaster's not hard to remember.
Grandman,
At the very least, Bone Wizard.
Bone Wizard, yeah. And then I'll take a Power Fist to him.
Okay. Gonna fist the Grandmaster here. Okay.
A lot of fisting and boning going on. Just theme of the night, apparently.
Don't like it.
It's a natural 20.
Oh, okay. You should probably tell me.
Yeah. That'd be good for everyone to know.
It's like, why are there so many goddamn dice, Lance?
Normally you use one to determine if you hit. Maybe two.
Okay, so
Unless
that's...
you're a rogue.
That's 5. That's 11. 14 kinetic damage.
14 kinetic damage. Okay.
Nice.
Pretty sizable fist struck into what seems like this thing's sternum. You look and see the leathery face and the robe essentially absorb the blow, rip. It hurts.
You were worried for a moment.
Last one to do anything. Damn.
Our friend East,
He's already there, so I don't want to hook him.
Yep.
our friend East there is, he was engaged in battle with you.
Sure was.
He is, you managed to fend him off slightly, but he has redoubled his efforts and is rushing forward
Cool.
to try
Great.
to strike you.
Awesome.
So that is a 12 to hit you.
No. Knock it out of the way with the staff.
As monks do. You're pretty good as a monk.
Then
It's
we
kind of a nice
have
feeling. I have
our
17 AC. I get to punch things and attack twice.
Swings again.
Great.
16.
Nope.
Swings a third time.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
He's trying. He's trying.
And that is a 18 to hit you.
That one actually does hit, yes.
Okay, so that is dealing. Let's see here.
Oof.
Top damage.
10 piercing damage.
You're just gonna keep
Or rather, 10 energy damage, excuse me.
just gonna keep whacking at me until you hit.
So he manages to nick you with his lightsaber. Which-
Ow.
It's more. It's right now. Yes, I agree. West, on the other hand, begins to, on his master's behalf, try to engage you in sort of lightsaber to lightsaber combat.
All right.
Like episodes.
22.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, episode 22.
No, like episode, like Obi-Wan and
Ooh.
Darth Vader type
No, I was going to
fencing?
say episode
like-
7.
Okay, oh, okay, cool. Alright, that's good too.
So that
Some
is
of the good stuff.
10 energy damage.
Okay.
Swings a second time. Manages a 11.
Misses.
Swings a third time. 16.
Hits. Yeah.
Deals another
Jesus.
6 energy damage.
Not terrible. Not great.
Oh, and it's over. Great. Story's over.
So we win.
yeah, you guys won.
Woo!
Okay, so then we have Azera.
That was
You're-
potteries.
Okay, I will
Real
swing once with the staff.
Against who?
East.
East who's still in?
Sorry,
Yeah,
East.
engage with-
Yeah.
okay.
That's a 12.
12's a miss.
Yep. 14.
14's a miss.
Oh, wait.
I
Very
will...
called miss. Did you remember have
Yeah, that's right.
inspiration?
Sorry, I forgot
It's okay.
about that again.
Concentration on
I will do, I will spend a focus point and do my Fury of Blows thing
You can spend it after you roll that. Before
before I
it's your
declare a
turn.
miss. Okay. So I will, do that. Make 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay,
I'll just roll them both at the same time.
sure.
And I'm going to attach this. So 11 plus 7 is 18.
18's a hit.
Oh, okay. How do I use that?
And then.
Channel
So I hit, and it has to make a
Learning.
Dex saving throw, or it's going to be knocked prone.
Dex save. Made a 17.
Shit. Fine. Don't be knocked prone. That's 7 kinetic damage.
7 damage.
I mean, I'm
okay.
assuming kinetic damage is my fist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
swish,
yeah.
swish, punch.
Pow.
Okay. A pretty good punch to the... Let's say taint. He exposes his taint for a brief moment. And you
Okay.
just punch him right in.
This can go for his jaw, but that's cool. All right.
Well, it's sort of
D-Bud uppercut?
the taint is sort of the jaw of the crotch, isn't it?
I'm 5'6". I'm not super tiny for once.
I'm the one who should be aiming for the taint. It wasn't
It's
inside.
fine. I aimed low. It's cool.
It's just like the little neck.
It's like
you
swish,
just gotta
swish,
get
miss,
really deep.
We have our
It's like a real low.
we have our Grandmaster back again.
Is he still up, by the way? Like the east is not dead yet?
Nope, not yet.
Does he look bloodied?
He looks wounded, but he's still up.
Cool.
Okay, so our Grandmaster. How far away are you,
40 feet.
Sindrell? You're 40 feet away. Okay. So you see that the Grandmaster again slashes towards Avani,
Hang in there, buddy.
making an 11.
That's a miss.
You see it reach out its other hand in your direction. Again, the claw disappears and reappears in front of you. Slashes at you. That is a 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that roll. It was like a 7.
That is
full.
That edge.
5 slashing damage.
And I'm just like, fuck you and take half.
Okay.
So, do we round up or down?
Oh, like the rogue
For
ability.
you, that would be down.
I see.
So 2.
Yep.
And then, again, the sort of bony tail whips out. Tries to hit you as you are engaged with West there.
This is why I kept my reaction.
That is a 13.
That will miss.
You're able to deflect it off. Okay, Sydrell, you're back up.
Let's try to attack the Grandmaster again, because that's been working great.
Sure.
You can do it.
I mean, I know. I
believe
sense
in you.
sarcasm.
Oh, now I roll a 24.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Great.
Yeah.
Kill him. Go.
Murder him.
Oh.
Or them. They may no longer have gender.
Yeah, as a Scorpio Lich, or what was
Skello
what
Nice.
Bone Mancer?
Okay, this one. No,
I'm trying to
should
think of
not
the
be
Mortal
in there.
Kombat though. What,
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
the ninjas?
yeah,
Let's
the,
see,
like the
six.
what? The,
Scorpion?
oh, that is Scorpion. I thought it was a little
15
bit more than
energy
Scorpion.
damage.
The get over
15,
here?
you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
15?
That
energy
one's
damage.
Scorpion.
Solid,
Nice.
solid
Once a
blaster
little bit.
bolt sails through the air, catches the Grandmaster towards there's essentially neck, and there's a shower of bone fragments. Okay, anything else on your turn?
Let's see. No, I don't think so.
Kuttjas.
Alright, Operation Get There continues. Despite
But
being
get
under
aware.
attack by this guy, going to still focus on the Grandmaster.
Okay, yeah.
Oof. Natural one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that your as part of a natural one, your lightsaber drifts out of your hand as you were spinning it, and sort of clatters on the ground nearby. You'll have to, not terribly far, but you'll have to pick it up and reignite it.
Okay. I think we'll just hold position. Unless I can move over to it without, like, provoking. Should one say.
No, not from. You would take an attack from our bodyguard friend.
Cool.
Could
I'll just hold here for a moment then.
You could conceivably, yes, but I mean, it's.
I guess we'll try to throw a punch at, what, the guard closest to me?
Yeah, the bodyguard is with you, West?
Yeah, west.
Yeah, please.
Punch. 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
Oh, wait, we had proficiency, right?
Yeah.
I should hope so.
18.
That's a hit.
Cool. For what? 1 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus
1
plus
damage.
your strength score, I think.
Yeah.
Minimum of 1, so
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
1 damage. So you lose your lightsaber, and you're essentially
Damn
like
it!
pop, sort of like just pop
Slap
him.
this guy?
Basically.
No, he's not that tall.
He slapped his kneecap.
He looks like there's a clear look on his face of like like you've bumped into the side of a drawer. Like, ah, fuck.
You stepped on a Lego. No.
Whoa.
No, that would be
That's-
There'd be a
been like-
D4
been
damage.
serious. No, that would
No,
have been
that's like D12.
several
Come on.
D12s worth of damage. Okay,
Deadly, man.
Something you learned about after you started living with Zoe.
Avani.
I'm so sorry.
That's right. I've never stepped on a Lego.
You ever stepped on any of her Legos?
No.
Fuck, man.
So if I can
Consider
get
yourself
an
lucky.
item interact, can I pick up the lightsaber and like throw it at Kuttjas?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that, and then I'll from that angle, power fist.
Okay. Power fisting whom?
Our Grandmaster,
Okay.
There you go.
as you would say.
No, yes, I would say that. 'Cause that's his name.
That's a 14.
That's a miss.
We're
That's
gonna
a
find out
miss.
his name is Jeff soon, you know.
God damn it.
Kuttja, you can do it. Just finish him off. I'll pass you one of my
By the way, make a dex check.
Sure.
pass off one of my not barred dice.
Can it be sleight of hand for the slightest benefit?
I'll allow it. Yeah.
Cool. 11?
Yeah, you catch it.
Okay.
Not very well.
No, well, yeah, no.
It threatens to eventually spin off of your palm and go off. But
You know the
Your-
thing
your
in
hands
football
are
when
still
they catch
like
the ball
Butterfinger.
and then they like
yeah,
That'd be bad. That'd be
Catch it.
bad because it could ignite, and
Yeah.
then it's just like into you. It's worse than
it's
catching
like
a
that
knife.
thing about Luke holds most powerful weapon,
Weapon
in
in
the
the
universe.
universe.
and directly
Stares
stares
down.
at yeah.
Yeah.
So East continues
Blade
his
has no-
barrage on you.
Okay.
So yeah, I passed one of my
Rolls.
not bardic inspiration.
Let's see.
So D8.
I feel like the stiller and calmer I
One.
get, the more
That's
pissed
a-
off he gets.
That's a natural one.
Awesome.
So swings, it goes. It's clear that you can see that this
Oh my god, that's great.
this creature, this person, right?
Yeah.
2 hit
Is
damage
not
bonus is per turn.
is not studied with this
Once per
weapon.
turn.
Yeah.
Clearly, because it's
So
not
actions.
from
Oh,
his time or place.
Sure, it's from ours.
And it sort of
just like Sneak Attack.
he swings too hard, the hilt slips out, disengages, and then clatters on the ground next to him. He sees that and very quickly with his other hand goes for 2 unarmed strikes.
Got a
That
punch
is
boy
a
over here.
23.
Jeez.
I'm going to go ahead and do the other one.
Is this the music
That is a 10.
that plays when Padme dies of sadness?
So I'm looking at the lightsaber, he punches me, and I turn back around and block the other one.
So that is 9 bludgeoning damage.
Are you fucking kidding me? Alright.
And I need you to make
Oh,
a
jeez.
strength save, please.
Oh God!
It's okay. It's okay. It's not a con
Oh,
save.
yeah. I
These are
see it, right?
brutes.
It's not con safe. It's okay.
Yeah.
Probably getting pushed back like 10 feet.
That's not
Oh,
bad.
that's a 14.
Okay, you're fine.
Nice.
Great.
It's not con safe.
I already used a D8 you gave me. That's right.
Our friend West,
Okay.
seeing that you are
Rearmed.
rearmed now, decides to take a more kind of defensive stance. And you see that he readies himself with his blade and sort of waits for you in a kind of on guard position.
Temptation to ignore him rises.
That's fair.
Azera, it's your turn.
Alright. Continue my bout with East.
Okay.
This is the true one-on-one fight.
I guess so.
You're getting Duel of the Fates played into the
19.
background.
That's it, yes.
No, no, it's 2d4 because of the vibro stuff.
Got it in there somewhere.
10. Kinetic damage for the first one.
There we go.
How much kinetic damage? I'm sorry.
10.
10?
Yeah. And then I 24 to hit again.
24 does hit, yes.
That is 9
Okay.
kinetic damage. And then I will punch him. Is he dead yet?
Not yet, but he has been rocked by these blows.
Finish him.
18.
That's a hit.
Rock the vote.
Unarmed is... Oh, it's a D6. Why have I been rolling D4s? Fuck me.
Because you're martial artist. You got to roll this.
Yeah. Well, you have a D6 for my
For your at
one
level
thing.
5, yeah.
What do
So
you-
that's 7. Can
7
I do?
down. Okay. So,
Satisfaction.
that final blow, you see a spray of blood come out of his side of his mouth. You see him
Cool.
sort of double over in pain and fall to the ground with his saber still out to the side, scattered across the
Great.
skittered across the monastery floor. Okay. It's now west. No, it is the Grandmaster's turn.
So,
Grandmaster, seeing that one of the bodyguards has
Do a
fallen,
cool little staff flip and then just kind of stare at the Grandmaster.
he rushes towards you.
Okay.
Doesn't even bother to sort of teleport his hands or whatever he does. Rushes towards you and tries to cut you up
Cool.
like a linoleum knife. Okay, so that is a 16.
Nope.
Oh, wait, that's a rush check, so I can't do that one.
That is a 12.
Nope.
And then we have another 16.
Nope.
Okay. Slash, sting,
Ding, ding, ding. I like this. This is kind of fun.
and then Sydrell.
Let him take a shot at the Grandmaster.
Okay.
Don't shoot me, please.
take the shot. It's in there.
Wait,
almost-
no. If it's bad, you can just re-roll it.
Well, it's better than what I rolled last time. How does a 17 work?
17 misses.
So it's an 18 to hit. It's a good fight.
Kuttjas.
Speaking of fighting, we're going to take a swing at that Grandmaster. What we failed to do last time,
Okay.
we will attempt to do now.
Well, he rushed me. Is everybody still in range of him?
Oh, that's a good question.
Since he's made his way over towards Azera, you will have to sort of break contact with West in order to get over there, and he would have the opportunity to strike you if you do that.
Okay.
I get
I'm going to pull one over on him and
What's that?
phase walk.
Did I get an opportunity attack
For what?
when you left? My
Oh, the
Zone.
Grandmaster.
Yeah, the Grandmaster.
Yes.
Nope.
This is very fitting music. For Just in
I'm going to
case.
pull one
that's
over
why I
on him
didn't have-
and
'cause
phase
I
walk over
rolled
there.
natural one.
Okay.
Spend 2 points to teleport within 30 feet of a spot I can see, which will be next to the Grandmaster. And then take 2 swings.
Okay.
Keeping it simple.
Brief moment where I almost hit you and then go, oh no.
Whoop.
Okay.
That's 27.
Yeah, that hits.
Yay!
Damage isn't great, but it's up there. 10 energy damage for the first swing.
10 energy damage. Okay.
And a second swing. Still good. 23
Yes.
There we go, there we go.
for 8 energy damage.
8 energy damage.
Wom wom.
Respectable.
I'll take it.
Okay.
For fumbling a saber, I will take it.
I mean, yeah.
Would you like a second one? There's one over here.
I mean, you can. You can.
Duel! Quadruple their size!
Okay. So, that was Kuttjas. Avani, you're up next.
Why am I doing this? I'm shooting my javelin fist
At the Grandmaster?
at Master.
Okay.
Beautiful. Just
Gonna use my bonus action to give myself a D8 because I'm probably gonna do it.
beautiful.
Oh, good.
Not great?
No, I rolled a 2.
Or roll the D8.
Get that in there.
Come on, let's do it.
Maybe it'll explode. No.
That's 4. So that's a 9.
It's high enough that you don't hit me
Harpoon goes wide.
or
Sails.
Kuttjas. So Kuttjas.
Doesn't hit anybody. Thankfully, but
That's
doesn't hit anybody.
Right. Didn't hit the wrong people, but didn't hit the right people either.
One of those like great unscripted moments of like shoot it, hit some random person in the background, and you get the Wilhelm scream.
Well, in this case, it'd be very Star Wars.
They couldn't really fall because they're hooked to my thing. So.
Pull them back, go, nope.
So, anything else in your turn, Avani? Okay. We have West.
If I'm not engaged with West, I'm going to move away from it. 'Cause
Okay, yeah, you were already like you weren't within melee of him, so you can.
So,
back up.
I'm
West
back
very
up.
quickly sees you, sort of makes his way over, sees that the Grandmaster's getting sort of ganged up on, and rushes forward, trying to catch you as you're going,
Okay.
and then making some other swings at sort of the group that is now around the Grandmaster.
Hey, the
you're
Grandmaster
first.
rushed me, okay?
It's okay.
It's not like I killed one of his bodyguards.
Doing like a serpentine.
Okay, so slash at you. That is an 11.
That's a miss.
Sorry, not an 11. That is a 16. No, I'm sorry. 8. Math. Okay.
It's a myth.
Another slash at you.
Okay.
In some worlds, that almost.
That is a 19.
This is actually good. Roll damage. I'm
Okay.
going to use my reaction to make a Makeshi riposte.
So that is 5 piercing damage.
That
Oh,
is-
sorry, it's energy damage. Excuse me.
Okay. I block 10 points of damage. If
Okay.
I reduce it to 0, you can immediately make a single melee attack against the creature as part of your reaction.
Okay, then please
Woo!
do.
Since this is the start of a turn, or the first time I'm attacking during his turn,
Yeah, sure,
I get
yeah.
the benefit. And that might just be enough. Math.
Do you have the D8 still?
17?
17, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit.
Oh, yes. For a D8 plus some change. Oh, nice. 15 energy damage. That's
15
That's
for our
max.
friend. Okay.
Woo!
So a quick block.
Sizable
West.
hit. Tries to get out sort of a weak hit towards Azera. We'll take disadvantage with this because he's just got cut.
That's fair.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's like a loss.
And I'm going to get a
Hit.
16 to
15.
hit you. Yeah. He sort of grabs the side and tries to do the other. Misses entirely. Azera, it's now your turn.
Grandmaster and West are right in front of me.
Yes.
Which one looks worse?
The west.
Okay, I'll whack at West first.
Okay.
14.
14's a miss.
19.
19's a hit.
That's what I can swing.
10.
10 kinetic damage. Cool.
Very nice.
Another sizable hit. You managed to strike in the cauterized wound
Okay.
where the Kuttjas' lightsaber hit.
I will punch him there as well.
Okay.
19.
19's a hit.
Good follow.
And that is 6 kinetic damage.
6 kinetic damage. Okay. Another punch, essentially the wound. You see two quick sort of groans of pain.
Just trying to show him how real monks do it.
Who needs lightsabers?
Real monk's flurry.
It's now the Grandmaster's turn.
Not weird skull shit. Where you like kill people and put their faces on a cloak.
It's.
Lightsabers be damned. Like that's not
I'm trying
cool
not
monk
to
stuff,
think
man.
about that image.
It's disgusting.
So the Grandmaster
It's offensive on the monk level. you know.
By the way, my face wouldn't match.
swings at you. Makes an 18 to hit you.
Damn it. Yes.
That is 7 slashing.
Okay.
Takes his arm out. Teleports it at you.
Wait, was it 7 you said?
Yes. 15 to hit you.
Yeah, that just hits.
Oh.
Okay. That is 9 slashing damage.
Half it.
Nice.
And then our sting comes towards our Jedi friend.
Great.
Do it.
So that is 27.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, so you're taking
Let's see how upright I am.
15
after this.
piercing damage.
That is almost enough to knock me down.
I know that one hit. Just
The poison's gonna do it.
19 poison.
Yeah, the poison will put me down.
You get struck by the stinger from your back.
I know. If I didn't soak that one first hit, I would have been down to like 3 hit points on the first turn.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of you see Kuttjas take a stinger in the back and collapse to the ground. Saber disigniting, deigniting, whatever the proper term for it is. Extinguishing.
Extinguishing is
Right?
probably the
Yeah.
correct term.
That's
Yeah. Okay. Then it is Sydrell's turn.
I yell out, I need you guys to stand between me and them.
That's been sort of the subtext for all of your characters ever.
We've expected this. It's
There we go.
So that is a 26 to hit the Grandmaster.
Okay, that is a hit.
nice.
And she's still there.
Well, you're next to me, too.
Kuttja's still there. No, I'm not.
I'm unconscious. I don't grab
Kuttja's still
those.
there. Not Kuttja. Sydrell.
Yeah, Central still.
No, not Sydrell. Azera.
Zero.
Azera.
I thought you
You're
charged the
secret.
Grandmaster.
No.
Oh, yeah, you tried to...
I tried to hook shot him.
Yep. Never mind.
Not great.
You hit like a support pillar.
That'd be awful.
10 energy damage.
I don't know if I could willingly, unhook that. Because I have to reel it in before I shoot it in.
All right.
Shoot
Anything
again.
else on your turn?
Are they still at 40 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so nothing else.
Okay.
Not unless it's dark in here and I can hide.
Kuttjas, you're down.
Save.
2.
That's a fail.
It's not a 1.
That's not a 1. You're right.
It's
That's
very
one
close
more
to
than
a
2.
1.
That's one more than 1 to make 2. Okay. Avani, get back up.
Reel in my hook shot.
Okay.
Shoot it again.
All right. At the Grandmaster, I assume.
There we go. That's a 21 to hit.
21 does hit. Yes.
There you go.
Can it make a strength saving throw?
It can try. Yes. 21.
Oh, dang it. It saves. So it is not hooked.
But I assume it still takes damage from the
Yes.
harpoon.
So that'll be 7 damage. Oh, wait. That's still at Hunter's Mark. So that's another. That was 5 and 5. So that's 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
12 kinetic damage.
So the harpoon goes through. There's a splintering of bone fragments that goes through his back and out the front, and catches in, and then you see the Grandmaster sort of flail in pain, and then take one of his claws and cut the tether between the harpoon and your fist.
You have to reload that.
But it's still in there. But you know. Now we have West. West is still up. West is going to. He's going to essentially. So where is West? He was.
Yeah.
Now he's engaged with
They're
you.
both with them, yeah.
So he's going to try to grapple you.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, you're good at acrobatics, right?
Okay, so he's going to make a grapple.
Do I make one back?
No, you would make
Acrobatics.
athletics or acrobatics to get it
Okay.
to sort of defend against that, right? You'd have to do exceptionally poorly.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah,
Would you like me to add modifiers?
no,
or-
he sort of feebly tries to grab you, but you're able to sort of move out of the way.
I stare at him disdainfully.
And it's now your turn.
Great. Whack him.
Okay,
Get rid of this fucking guy. It's another 19.
that's a hit.
That's not great. 6.
6 damage. Okay.
Another whack. 24.
That is a hit. Yes.
4, 8.
All right. So you bludgeon this man to death.
Yeah. That's what I do.
It feels like a mercy killing at this point because he's so weak.
Just take a pillow.
Collapses to the ground. The lightsaber rolls out of his fingers.
Going to punch
Oh, that
the
was
Grand-
for West. Oh,
Is
I was
the
hoping it
Grandmaster
was
still
Grandmaster.
right in front of me?
Yes.
Gonna punch him in the face.
do it, do it, do it, do it.
No, I'm not. Because that's 10.
Yeah, you're not. Okay.
Checks out. Checks out.
Now the Grandmaster's turn.
I know he's coming for me, so
Well, I mean, if you want.
I mean, I'm not going to
Well,
encourage
it's too late
it,
now.
but
You've already...
I,
You called dibs.
I'm pretty
You
sure he's going to come
tips.
after me anyway.
I didn't.
Claw.
I mean, he could have grown.
11. Claw.
True.
22.
Yes,
So that is going to be 10 slashing damage for you.
not great.
And then a sting at, let's see,
It's the one you got to worry about.
your closest.
I'm also down.
You were at a distance because you were still using your harpoon. Okay. Yeah, he's going to attack. He's going to try to basically spear
Did
you
they
into
have
the
healing,
floor.
by the way?
Yeah.
No.
I had
mean-
some.
Maybe.
And he has advantage because you're
Yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a 27.
To hit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a melee, right?
Yep.
It's a melee weapon check, yes.
I'm dead.
It's an auto crit.
Mm-hmm.
Auto crit. Very, very nice. So
No, not nice at all, actually.
there's that.
Oh, because no.
So 29 piercing damage.
Dead. Because it is a crit, and that's 2 fails.
Oh, that is 2 automatic.
Yeah, it's
fails.
two.
Right, yeah,
It's
so
two auto fails.
I'm not even going to bother rolling.
But
the rest
I
of
was thinking, like, damage-wise, you almost saw
Almost in one, yeah.
because it still has the poison damage.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot
And
of
that's
you
still one attack.
see the stinger reach out and essentially impale Kuttjas into the floor of the monastery.
Does he
One
raise-
last
raise
week,
his stinger up and
Rutiti.
he's still like hanging on there?
Yes.
No.
No.
Very morbid.
But one of you, I think, by the laws of Star Wars, has to go.
Guess that's going to be me.
Okay.
Might be doing that because my hook's broken.
Sydrell, you're back
No,
up.
it's got to be targeted at the dying person.
Not at the weapon.
So 20 to hit the Grandmaster.
Yes, that hits.
Fantastic. Punch this fucker. Do something to him. Shoot him. Yep, sounds great.
Not great. So 10 energy damage.
10 energy damage, okay. You see the blast actually takes the Grandmaster to a knee.
Getting in there.
Then we have...
Grandmaster.
Well, we would have Kuttjas, but Kuttjas is unfortunately dead.
Master
Avani.
was busy.
I'll shoot an ion blast.
Ion Blast, okay.
That's a 14.
14's miss.
Okay.
Too bad. It does double damage against droid. So if he was a droid.
I mean,
Maybe he's secretly a droid.
that would be learning.
Dang it. That's my turn.
Let's see.
You've had a surprising
Azera.
number of whiffs this time around.
Yeah. But also I had one crit.
Yeah. I think you're the only players that had a
But
crit.
I also have not been hit yet since the first round.
18?
That's true.
Miss.
And I almost died in that first round, but I have not been hit yet.
So 19
Dance
is the
back
number.
on that one.
Yep.
Going to use
Because I still have concentration. I haven't
focus
have
point.
to roll for concentration. On his mark.
Hold.
26
Yes.
and 14.
14's miss. 26 does hit.
That's good.
6 and kinetic damage.
6 kinetic damage. Good.
And hold on, Fury of Blows. Can he needs to make
What kind of save?
strength.
That is a 7 strength save.
He gets pushed 15 feet away.
Okay.
Nice.
So a sizable blow, there's a shockwave, and the Grandmaster is pushed backward, already on a knee.
In dramatic
Just
fashion.
Slides backwards. Yes. And now we have the Grandmaster. So he takes a moment to get back up at his full height, reaches forward with his hands reappear in front of you.
Whoa.
/1. That is a 12. No, I'm sorry. Yes, that's a 12. /2. That's a 9.
That's a no.
Ting, ting.
And then you see him sort of start to back away slightly towards the throne, trying to. You see him sort of in a defensive position.
No, see, I thought when he went like this towards you, I thought he was doing the lightning attack.
Sounds like it, but no. Sydrell.
Then the 2 hits just were.
Okay, how far is he away from me?
At this point, he is now.
These are
What's the
aliens.
distance?
So you were at 40.
Yeah.
He is now
Alien lightning.
70 feet away from you.
Oh.
Okay, I moved 30 feet up to 40.
Okay.
And we're going to take a shot at him. Oh.
You can do it.
That doesn't matter because it's not next to anybody.
More crits.
If you get advantage somehow.
Yeah, but I can't get advantage somehow.
We'll take a turn to build that up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm going to take a turn to build that up. So
Okay.
it's
Best of luck.
insight versus
Deception?
Deception.
Yeah.
Charisma deception.
You got an 8 for deception. Roll
Well, I got a
it.
natural 20. So
Yeah.
All right.
that's a 27.
That's what you got last time.
I know. I can roll natural 20s on that.
It just got to be lying more, not fighting.
No, I totally shot at him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That feels-
Avani, then you're up next.
Oh, I could keep him here if I didn't break that hook. I'll shoot another ion blast.
That's better.
17.
Miss.
Oh, even a 17 is. Oh.
Azera.
19 or get out.
All right, so he's still kind of far away from me.
He's moved 30 feet back.
Alright, I'm gonna approach and engage.
And so you're making your way kind of up the stairs towards the throne.
Sure am.
Okay.
Nope.
You rolled a nope. Got it.
I rolled 13.
Nope, could open doors.
That is a 23.
23 hits.
Nope was a pretty good actor, too.
Yes.
10,
10 kinetic damage.
and then I will punch him as well.
Okay.
25.
25's a hit.
5.
5 damage. Okay.
Yep. Is he dead yet?
No, but the force of your blows has has pushed the Grandmaster back into this sort of twisted metal chair. He's still up and willing to fight, but you can see that he's taken several severe blows.
He will die in that chair.
Does the chair kill him?
Nope. I eat trolls for breakfast.
He
What's a
tries to
troll?
do a couple of last-minute attacks towards you to try to defend himself.
Did you see anything
Desperate
up there?
defense.
24,
Here it comes.
Given that I have 7 hit points, yeah.
11 slashing damage.
Down.
Reaches out one hand, teleport, slash at you. That is a 12.
Miss.
And then the sting, no one is close enough to deal with the sting. And so you see that he's very clearly like on his last legs, but sort of lashing out now, trying to defend himself.
And he's almost dead, guys. Come on.
Then we have Sydrell. Sydrell, you're up.
Okay, so
I almost killed
I
him.
moved to 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a 27.
That
There
does
we
hit.
go.
Can I see
Get that last hit.
See my.
the iPad?
Yeah, sure.
I might actually have the bonus action to punch.
Let's see.
I mean, you gotta close that distance.
12
Yeah, go nuts.
It's like 30 feet.
energy damage.
12 energy damage. Okay.
Thank
So,
It
Christ.
is.
We have a blaster, blast bolt, shoots through the air, strikes the Grandmaster in his sort of bony, wretched face, and you see an explosion of bone fragments as the face leather robe essentially collapses over the throne, and what's left is merely a pile of dust bone dust and fragments.
Nice.
The monks in the room are stunned silent.
We'll run up to Azera and try to make a medicine check.
Okay. What'd you get?
17.
Yeah. So you managed to stabilize.
Awesome.
CPR to the beat of staying alive.
I remember this.
I run up to Cut and kind of kick the body, and yeah, he's dead.
On that lovely note, we're done with part 1.
If you didn't finish them all, I was gonna run up there and power fist, but I was gonna realize I can make a bonus action to punch as well.
Yeah, punch him back to life.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you so hard you're gonna be undead.
Undead.
Yeah.
I think you're already undead.
The bone fellow seems a bit undead.
Yeah. That's why he's more of like a
Are we
Scorpio
done?
Lich.
Mm-hmm. Because I would like to eat my food.
Well, food is good, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it was fun. Except for the part where, you died.
Happens.
Let me go ahead and tell you. The Grandmaster's claws are made from shards of a Vorpal sword.
Nice.
So, if he would have rolled a natural 20, one of you would have been just decapitated, period.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I think that things went pretty well, all things considered.
Well, should we try to resurrect his character, Steven's
I
character?
mean, you could
Or-
conceivably. The body is still intact. I mean,
It's
Is that
already
a thing in this?
it's already like a blue hologram thing.
I'm just wondering, what our characters know about
A
that. 'cause
force
we're not
ghost
from-
already.
I mean, you wouldn't know, but you would know that this is a place where
Applies
there's
quite a
like
bit.
magic.
Better
so
than I
maybe.
am.
I don't know.
Yeah, it implies you have like training from
From Yoke.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
Didn't know if we should try to res your character if you just want to make a new one. What would you prefer?
Because he was the one who figured that out. That's how he got.
Depends on how easy it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta wake up first. You two are gonna be carrying around a bunch of bodies. It's like you in the chateau when you were
Yeah.
like had one of us over, like me over your shoulder and
No one
Alexi.
is dying.
Yeah, dragging Alexi around.
We're
with
staying dead.
Yeah, we're staying
Because there was 2 dead bodies.
for a bit.
You could die, but you have to come back.
Back. Yep.
You have to get slapped by the book from the dog god.
Yes.
him. Love it, the collie dog just. Like,
You're better.
Can you fix her mind?
All right.
that was like wonderful and also a terrible idea to put our characters together because you were like, ooh, buttons, and I was like, well, don't put. Okay, fine, maybe
Well,
push one.
there it goes.
It
This is
was like
happening
standing
now.
watch while you pushed the buttons, like it.
No, you're doing the no. You should.
Oh no! Don't.
Oh, no, don't.
What about the one on the right? No, don't do that.
What about the
that
knob?
one? That one looks really fun.
It's the Willy Wonka thing. No, don't stop.
I think that sums up.
You somehow signed away all liability, despite that legally not being possible.
That sums up our characters. Yeah.
Pay no mind to the fact that I brought a whole bunch of immigrants into this country illegally.
So when will we continue this paradox game?
Maybe next.
Maybe next week.
No, that's right. G won't be here next
I
week.
mean, seeing as though G will not be here, I'd assume that we would just pick this back up next Friday.
Cool. And
Good.
if Trey can come, he can just roll a character.
I mean, yeah.